Alright, so I've already opened up the main box, but I haven't actually touched the inside, so I guess not really much to look at, but I will speed up the footage and that will show you what it actually looks like. Here's the label, the G4-A3 DMR from Airsoft GI. And there's the orange tip peeking out. Alright. The moment of truth, what I've been waiting for so long. That looks awesome. That was packaged correctly. Alrighty. Don't need that. Alrighty. Well, that looks pretty sweet, if I don't say so myself. Hello everyone, this is Max from OP9 Airsoft, and today we are taking a look at the Airsoft GI G4-A3 DMR. I've recently purchased this gun on Airsoft GI for $230. Okay, so this is the Airsoft GI G4-A3 DMR. It is primarily made out of metal and polymer. The 12-inch rail system is metal. The outer barrel is metal. Flip-up sights are metal. Lots of things are metal. The body is made out of high-strength polymer, which is of good quality, and I don't see a lot of gaps, along with the grip and the crane stock and a couple other things. The magazine is made out of metal, at least it sounds like it is. There is a bit of mag wobble, but that's usually the case with a lot of G&Gs. This is a Combat Machine M4. It has been upgraded with an outer barrel, a rail system, crane stock. It has a 6.03mm tight bore barrel, and I don't know if they've actually upgraded the inside of the gearbox. I don't think they have. So the gun comes with flip-up sights that work relatively well. The flip-up sights are relatively standard, just the good old battle style. The charging handle opens up the ejection port and reveals the metal blowback system, and when you pull back the charging handle, it reveals the hop-up, which you can adjust. I found mine to be pretty stiff, but again, that sort of depends on what gun you get, really. Sometimes hop-ups are stiff, sometimes they're not. And also, the dust cover has Infidel written in English and in Arabic on the inside. The 12-inch free-float RIS really defines the gun, I think. It is all one piece and all made out of one solid piece of aluminum. I usually don't see a lot of RIS systems similar to this one on other guns. The techs at Airsoft GI have added a Noveski outer barrel. The flip-up sights are relatively standard. You can adjust the rear one to have a different reticle, and they flip down like this. So, pretty simple. The front flip-up sight is also relatively standard. Obviously you flip it up like this, and there's a button on the side that you press to push it back down. Just so you can get a sense of perspective, this is what it looks like when looking down the sights. And also the reticle, the circle on the rear sight can be adjusted to be bigger or smaller. The logos on the gun include the Airsoft GI logo on the sides of the magwell, along with this little blurb by G&G Armament. Here's a look at the fire selector. It is not ambidextrous for those of you who are not familiar with M4 body styles. The fire selector is not on the right side of the gun, it's only on the left side. And here's a look at the textured grip. It's relatively comfortable. It's not unbearable, but it could be better. And finally, here is the polymer crane stock. It is adjustable by this little lever here, which you can move back and forth. On the other side there is the other Airsoft GI logo, as well as the designation for the fire selector, which doesn't really make much sense because there's no fire selector on this side. Spring release, which I don't think it does anything, because it's not functioning very well. Here is the ejection port, which when you pull the charging handle back, opens up. And of course the pneumatic metal blowback, which I will show you in action in a minute. The magazine, as far as I know, is made of metal. Looking at the magazine, it was just stamped together to hold the two pieces together right here. So I had to tape it up a bit just to keep it from forming a big gap. And there's a bit of magazine wobble, but again, it's not that noticeable, and it's sort of standard with G&Gs. The magazines are kind of small. And on the underside it says G&G armament, caliber 5.56mm, which is in reference to the actual 5.56 used in the real gun. And then it says G&G armament parts and accessories on the bottom, and there's a little wind wheel, which you use to load the BBs into the loading nozzle. The trigger pull on this gun is relatively smooth, but it can be a bit clunky sometimes. And I found that the magazine release button could sometimes get stuck on mine, but that's probably just on my gun. And in case you're wondering, it does come with a standard orange birdcage style flash hider. So some specs about the G4-A3. I got it on Airsoft GI for $230. It is a custom built gun, so you can only find it on Airsoft GI. It took a couple of extra days to process when you buy it online, but it wasn't that much of a problem. The gun shoots at around 400 feet per second, so it's got some power behind it. It's definitely going to have a lot of accuracy. So now I'm going to go outside and shoot it, and we'll see how accurate it is. The charging handle opens up the ejection port.